Okay, now on our edge duck boat build, we're going to install the blacked out Gen 3 version. What we have is we've ran our wire from our stern switch box all the way up to the center. They've got a nice passage through going down the center of the boat that makes this really, really easy. If your boat's not already equipped with the wire, the edge boat's real easy to get the wire from front to rear. So what we're going to do first is we're going to position the light on the boat exactly how we want it to fit. So what we've done is we've slid the light as far forward as we most possibly can. You want the light as far forward as you can because that's going to help with your beam disbursement up and down. You won't have as much bow blockage. So what we're going to do is we got it positioned on the Gen 3. It's got 6 mounting points. We're going to take a Sharpie and mark the center of every single mounting point. Good thing about the new mounting on these lights, they're real easy to mark, a lot easier than our old lights housings we had designed. So now that we got the centers marked on all those, we're going to drill them, and we're going to use our rivet crush nuts to mount this light with our security bolts with our rivet crush nuts, and we're going to show you how that works. Okay, we've got our holes marked. We can see where they are. We're going to drill each one out. What we're going to do is use a real small bit first. What that's going to do is allow us to get dead center of where our mark is. Then we'll come back with our larger drill bit and then drill it out. If you start with this larger bit that's the exact size you need, these bits can tend to walk, and when you go to set your light on here, there might be some holes that are off. So it's always good to pre-drill your first hole, and you want to do this, be careful, check underneath, know what's up underneath, make sure you're not going to drill straight through your boat. But we're going to drill each of these out with a small bit first, then come back with our large bit. One thing also we're going to do is we're going to use our Christmas tree step bit. We're going to mark the location where our wires are so they can come straight down through where our housing is on the back part of our light. That way we won't have any wires sticking out the back of the light. It does have a notch for those wires if they do need to come out the back, but we're going to run this down underneath. That way you won't see any wires from this light, but you want to pre-drill this hole while the light's off before you mount it. That way you can get your wires, do your connection, then mount the light down and you're done. So we're going to drill this wire or this hole for our wires to go through. Okay, we've got all our pilot holes drilled. We're going to come back with our larger. What you want to do is start off slow, let that bit self-center. That's it. Now before you go and drill all the holes, you want to make sure that they're not too big, because you have to hammer this rivet crush nut in, and that one won't go in, so we're obviously not too big. And then we're going to work our way up from there. Okay, see it's real tight. Now, you could go up a size and drill bit. I kind of like to wall it out a little bit. That way I'm doing as little as possible. And then with the bolt in here, threads all the way through, you want to try to tap it in. You want it to be kind of hard to go in. And keep it straight. That was probably borderline too tight, but we got it down there. That way we know we're going to have a secure fit and we're going to crush it next. Make sure you use the bolt on here to nail it down. That way if you ever remove the light, all you have showing is just a flush mount crushed rivet. That one went in perfect. That's the way I like it. Now, if you happen to drill them a little too large, it's not a big deal. We can still crush that rivet, just as long as the lip fits down in there and doesn't push through. So these two are a little loose, not a big deal. We're going to show you how to take care of that. Okay, this one's too loose, but this is the setup we have. We have another video showing you this, so I'm going to do it quickly. Got our washers on here, our nut, and our bolt. We'll slide that in. You want to make sure your threads are all the way through the rivet crush nut. That way it's giving you the most threads to crush the rivet with. And what we're going to do is we'll take 2 wrenches. The top one we are holding still, and as you can see, the lower one we are tightening. What this is doing is it is getting tighter, and right there is pretty good pressure. It is crushed. Now what we have done is, just like a sheetrock anchor, concrete anchor, we have crushed that underneath part up under this to where it cannot pull back through. It is more or less similar to welding a nut on the bottom side of the hole. So that one's crushed. We're going to move on to the next one. Now remember, these were loose ones, so you might not get it to tighten all the way in. Okay, I got them on tighten. I'll drop that one down below, and we're going to tighten the nut, not the bolt. You hold the bolt still. Keep it straight up and down too. You don't want to get it sideways, because then your threads will be sideways. So keep that bolt straight up and down and tighten it. And you can feel, these are aluminum crush nuts, so you want to be careful with them and not over tighten them. But you can feel it'll instantly just snug up. And once it's done that, that's all you need to do. Because when you bolt it down, it's never going to loosen, because whatever you're bolting is holding that rivet crushed. So no need to give it more tightening than necessary. And you can see this is a very, very quick process. This doesn't take long at all with our system we have to have these lights mounted in a theft deterrent mounting system. Just make sure you keep that bolt straight. Depending on the thickness of the material will depend on how much it will take to crush it. Then you back off of it and it'll loosen, and then you move to the next one. So we've done 3 right there. Okay, with our step bit, we got it marked where we want our holes for our wires. Give us our room for all our wires to go down through. Okay, now we have our riv nuts in our hole secured down. We're going to take our security bolt. You have to have a special bit that we provide with our security bolt hardware to screw this down and to remove it. We're going to put a washer on and hand tighten that so we know it's going securely through the threads before we apply a drill to it. Hand tight that, we know it's going through the threads. We'll go tighten those up just a little bit. We're not going to ratchet them down yet. We're going to go to the other side and get those. Okay, we've got them all secure. We're going to start bringing it down until it stops turning. Got it good and flat. We'll do the same. Got our light completely secure. Got our bolts holding down the front, 4 on the sides. Got our security bolts holding down the sides so no one can remove this light, take your lights out. This is a completely secure system, so when you're in the hotels, you don't have to worry about your lights. That goes with any of our Southern Light boat light products. With our secure bolting system combined with our security of our lights, you don't have to worry about theft. They're extremely theft deterrent. You got a rock solid mount. I mean, you could pick this whole boat up by the light. You don't have to worry about knocking these lights off. This is our Gen 3 Black Ops Stealth, and like you see in the picture behind me, that's the kind of illumination you can expect from these Southern Light boat lights.